This video is brought to you by Boomerang for Gmail. Never forget to reply to or follow up on an email again. Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd likes to film stuff, and today I want to make a video that I have not made before. Just a little while back I made a video called My Everyday Tech, and you guys really liked that video, and you asked me if I would do one on what's on my Android phone or what's on my phone, what apps I use, how I have the phone set up, yada yada. So I can do that today. No, we can all play Nosy Nancy. So before me, I have a Galaxy S7 Edge. This is my daily driver as of today. So I'm going to talk about how I have my Galaxy S7 Edge set up specifically, but I will also talk about what I have on my phone in general and how I like to have it set up, what types of apps I use. I don't find myself particularly interesting, but you guys decided that you wanted to see that anyway. So let's go ahead and talk about the whole enchilada, including things that I like to have not just in my phone, but on my phone. So it's no secret that I hate cases. I hate screen protectors. If I'm gonna have a case on, it needs to be something that's very, very minimalistic, or it has to have utility in some way. That's why I really like this LED case that's for the Edge. This case is very thin and black, and it disappears with this phone. It does not take away from the profile of the phone really at all. It also has the ability to accept calls, deny calls. You can turn off alarms. Also on the inside we have a pocket. I usually put my ID here. And I've really been loving Samsung Pay because it works everywhere. So I just slide my ID in the slot here, put this in my pocket, and I'm good to go. It doesn't ruin the form factor, and it just looks nice to me. I also find it helps steady my hand a little bit when I'm taking pictures or videos, so that works as well. Utility, it's a good thing. I also like to have my phone themed out, and it's summertime. Where would we be without a cheesy theme to accompany the phone, right? So right now I have a custom wallpaper. I'm going to give you the link in the description to where I get my wallpapers. You guys ask that all the time. So now you will know. Interfacelift.com, and then there's another one right here. I don't really know the exact URL, but I'll put those in the link in the description. So that is where I got this wallpaper from. And then my theme is called Summer, which cost a few bucks in this theme store. So it's a really adorable theme. I love the little coconuts that they have here for your icons. The dialer is adorable. For me, colors are really important. The way that I have my phone themed can make or break whether I want to use my phone or not. I will usually use the Google Now launcher or the Z launcher or Action 3, but because I've really been loving how Samsung themes are looking right now, I've been just keeping the Samsung theming. So now I'd like to take a second to thank my sponsor, Boomerang for Gmail, for making content creation possible, such as buying devices like this one and buying needed equipment to make reviews. When I get to my apps, I will show the companion app for this. It's a have or die thing for me. Boomerang is one of the top plugins for Gmail. With Boomerang, you can schedule emails to send later, snooze messages, and get automatic follow-up reminders if someone doesn't respond to your email. This is so valuable when you deal with a lot of people like I do and don't want to forget to follow up. Boomerang is an extension for Chrome, Firefox, and Safari that fits seamlessly into Gmail and is used by millions of people worldwide, including myself. There are both free and paid options depending on how many messages a user wants to Boomerang and if they want advanced features like recurring messages or CRM integration. All new users get a 30-day free trial of Boomerang Pro. Click the link in the description to try it out. I genuinely love and use this and wanted to suggest it to you all, so click the link to try a free trial for yourself. I have no regrets. So the rest of what I'm going to talk about is more general, and this is what I do with all my phones. So first let's look at my icon layout. I really like having my icons right here on the side. It looks more desktop-like. I have things that are most pertinent to me, things I use all the time, which would be Twitter, several of the Google applications, and YouTube and Studio. Always, I must have phone here, messages here, my Gmail here, Chrome here, and then apps. So this is always how I have things set up. Right now, I have Magazine right here, although I would prefer if this was Google Now. Although it's not hard to access Google Now just by holding down that home button, so I'm not too upset about that. Otherwise, we can just look at how I have everything else set up widget-wise. This is a widget of my choice. It's called Transparent Weather Clock. I much prefer this over what is on the phone by default. As for my other widgets, I have my YouVersion Bible Verse of the Day widget here. This is just the Samsung calendar, so I can make sure I know what bills are coming up or what's going on. So that's really nice for me to have. I much prefer this over Google's little calendar widget because I can actually see the whole month here. Then here I always keep Google Keep, so I'm able to see what I need to do or the videos that I'm currently working on. Then I've got my Google Music widget. I'm able to control things from right here. Of course, I can do it also from the shade. Maybe I just like a little bit of redundancy. Then I also have the random button, so it'll pick a random song for me. And my bookmarks folder. I'm constantly changing my wallpapers. Again, check the link in the description to see what those are. And that's about it for widgets. I like everything to be pretty simple, streamlined. I always like to know where everything is. The other thing that matters to me look-wise is the keyboard, and also, of course, the functioning of the keyboard. So this is SwiftKey. I think that the Samsung default keyboard is nice, especially when you're using one that is themed, but SwiftKey as an application and the theming choices I like as well. So SwiftKey is always my choice. It tracks over time the things that I say, which is a bit creepy, but it stores things from my social media accounts as well. So it knows how to predict my messiness. The next thing that I want to talk about are my apps and how I have my app tray set up. Again, I like everything to be very organized, so you can see that I have things in folders, Google, entertainment, games, social media, benchmarks, so on and so forth. I keep my most used and most accessed stuff right here. You can see I've color-coded them just so they're easier to see. You can call me anal retentive if you'd like. So for applications, here I have the Boomerang application that I was mentioning earlier. I have a lot of crap and spam mail in my mailbox, but just say if you go to the right or left, you have all those options that you have inside the Gmail plugin too. So if I need to remind myself that I need to have this app in my inbox when I want it to, such as 2 days or tomorrow or whenever, or maybe if there's no response, the mail will be back when I need it. So this is an absolute must for me. Otherwise, here we have my Google tray. I am a Google fiend. I use everything Google. So of course I have Chrome and Gmail and Maps, Hangouts. I use these things every single day. Google Keep definitely helps keep me organized. I don't use Android Pay. Now that I have Samsung Pay, it works everywhere. I don't need another payment platform. Then I have my entertainment apps, a lot of stuff I cast to my TV, but I actually do watch a lot of content on my phones as well. So obviously here's Netflix for an evening of Netflix and chill. You've got Hulu, I've got the UE Megaboom, so I can control my Megaboom speakers right from this app. Apple Music, I have Google Play Music, so yes, I have both subscriptions. Kind of redundant once you think about it. Play Movies, and then Google Cast. Then we have my games, and the game I'm playing right now, and the one that you have to get, is called Evoland. This game is absolutely adorable. Pretty much you start out in 8-bit mode, and as you progress through the land, the game starts looking more and more advanced, progressing in time, going to more modern games. So this is your absolute must-have game, is Evoland, at least for me, because I love RPGs, I love Nintendo-type games, just really adorable. I like Zenkoi. Zenkoi is one of those mindless games I just sit and play when I want to breed fishies or just chase and eat food. Completely mindless, helps de-stress me. I like pinball. Mostly I like a lot of puzzle-type games, so I like things like Triple Town, Monument Valley, Paperama. Secret of Mana is a definite must, and of course I have a Super SNES emulator as well. So these are my games. Then for social media, this is something I really cannot get away from. I have Facebook, though I don't usually use that for my channel. It's more for personal use. Twitter, which I use a crazy amount. Periscope. I've been wanting to use Periscope, but I'm kind of shy live, honestly. I don't know what to say. I get kind of choked up. But I do watch other people's Periscopes. You should all let me know if you're really interested in me Periscoping or not. Maybe I will make an effort, especially because I just hit 500,000 subscribers, and I'm really, really grateful. Then I've got Google+, can never escape from, Skype, mostly talk to my sister on, Patreon, Messenger for Facebook, YouTube, and Studio. So these are just really common things, but I use them all the time. Then we have benchmarks, so whenever I am testing out a phone, this is usually the suite of benchmarks that I use. Game Bench lets you look at frame rates in actual games. CPU-Z, you can see what the specs are on the hardware. GFX Bench, Benchmark, OS2, Geekbench, all the common stuff. All of these are a must to test out devices and to compare them. I have some photo editing software, Mobile Forge, so this helps me measure the display when I'm using the Calman Studio software. Photoshop Express and Lightroom. You got your Samsung apps, Amazon apps, T-Mobile garbage. Auto reply. Okay, now this is really awesome. Because I have so many phones and I have a couple different SIM cards, I don't know which phone I'm going to use at times, so I will set this so if somebody texts me on a weird phone, it tells them to use another phone automatically. So that's absolutely a great thing. That way I don't leave people hanging. Utilities. So Bartell drugstore stuff, Bank of America, AT&T, Uber, la la la. There's my YouVersion Bible thing, a bunch of Samsung stuff, cameras. So here's a couple different camera applications that I use. Now the Samsung camera is actually good enough in the Pro mode to where I don't really need these. This poor app, Camera FV5, is really unstable on this phone right now for some reason when you try to use the selfie camera. But essentially, both of these allow some extra camera functionalities that some phones don't have underneath Pro mode. You get RAW functionality, and you can play around with shutter speed. Then I have HMA Pro, so this is a VPN, so if I need to hide my IP address when doing whatever or look like I'm from another country, you can do that with that. Other basic stuff. We've got Zillow as I'm trying to find a new place to live. My husband and I want a pad for ourselves that we've created for ourselves. Samsung Game Tuner Device Manager. Of course, this is awesome. So because I control so many phones at once, it's really helpful for me to be able to sign in and wipe one. If anyone should steal one of my phones, then I can wipe them remotely once they have a connection. So these are really the basics of what I use every day. Mostly, I'm very engulfed in social media. I like a game here and there once in a while. And of course, I like to sit on my phone and watch Netflix. This phone has an incredibly beautiful display, which is why I feel like I can sit and watch something on this teeny tiny little display. Teeny tiny by TV size standards anyway. There's nothing here that's too exciting, though I really recommend trying out the Evoland game. It's the most adorable thing ever if you like RGBs or if you like Nintendo and progression of games. So thank you everybody for watching. This has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Let me know how you guys have your phone set up and if you like any of the same apps, for example. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good night.